Welcome back to the North. That was louder than normal. Welcome back to the Northside Women podcast. Today we're going to do something a little different because
Because that's
Libby
what
and
we
Amy.
do.
Yeah, I know. We're the worst. But
We make plans and then we do something else.
and then we go, what if we did this instead? Because we don't like not being able to change.
Yes, we like being flexible.
We do. So today we had the Power Women's Conference this weekend. So this past Saturday, we're recording it. It is Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, yeah.
So we really wanted to recap that before we just completely move on and don't have it fresh in our brain.
Yeah.
So
'Cause it just happened. You must still be sort of like recovering in a way.
Oh my gosh, yes. So I had a midterm yesterday at school, so I had to like quickly shift to that.
Oh, wow.
So I haven't really even fully processed it yet. So that will be today.
I felt like
I'll start
on
processing.
Saturday you were a little bit in a fog. Not in a bad way.
Totally.
Just like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you didn't have the look in your eyes of like, this is chaotic or like, this is a lot. But a lot of work goes into something like that. And you were so present and so, you know,
thanks,
available. Like I was in awe the whole time. I was like, I would be like,
it is a lot. It is a lot. You really do have to do a lot of prep work, which y'all know.
Yeah.
Because y'all do intensity every year.
Well, someone does. I drive to Brownwood, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do that. Give me that pen.
Oh.
With love.
Clicky. I don't think they hear it, but you for sure
I
do.
hear it, and I do think I don't know. I'm not willing to risk it.
Okay.
I feel like if I can hear, I don't know if you can hear everything that we can hear, but.
Yeah. But we hear it.
We do. So, okay. You ready to get into it?
I'm ready.
Okay. So let's talk. Will you tell us a little bit about like for people that were there, for people that weren't there?
Mm-hmm.
This was an extension of the original night of worship, right?
Yes.
And it was 6 hours, like a pretty full day, 6-7 hours.
Oh, Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of an
night.
hour and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. An evening. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we used to do Power we called it Power Women's Night of Worship.
Yeah.
And it was an hour and a half worth of just basically singing. And then we'd have like a little in between where someone would speak or share or have like an invitation. So this year we wanted to do a women's conference, but I didn't want to necessarily add another event.
Yeah.
So we decided let's make it Power and let's just extend it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of what we did.
Smart.
And we also did an at the table for lunch, which I was excited to try. I didn't know how it would go, but I was excited to try it. Yeah, and kind of the theme. So every year, so the first Power we ever did, I really wanted to call the entire event Power of a Faithful Woman because that was kind of like the vision God gave me for it. But then we decided let's just call it Power, and then every year we can do kind of like a new theme. So the first one was Power of Faithful Women.
Okay.
And then, I mean, we've had different ones. I think last year was the Power of Togetherness. So
you kind of build on that concept in different ways.
Yeah. So this year, the idea that I kind of pitched to everyone I asked to help with it was transformation in real life. So the power of transformation in real life, not just like this big, broad concept of transformation, because what does that even mean? Like, what does that look like tangibly is what we tried to go after.
Which I thought was nailed.
Oh, thank you.
Really?
Thank you.
Really. Yeah, you could see that theme running throughout the whole day. And Bethany did a great job.
Bethany Allen was our speaker.
Of bringing that just right into the room. Very, very practical.
Yeah, I thought she did a great job.
She did a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm. And she was fun.
She's
I love her.
very fun.
Yeah,
she's a little quirky and chaotic, which I don't know why I relate to so much, but I do.
I can't figure out why.
I came in got checked in, got my name tag. There's a bag on every chair with adorable goodies in it. These Tic Tacs look at the size of these Tic
Do
Tacs.
you want me to show them up close? I'm doing it.
Do it.
Okay.
It has 8 Tic Tacs in it. I'm obsessed.
I don't know what camera. Maybe it's got to be this one, right?
It's got to be, right? Because yeah, no. Okay.
Wait,
Is it the cutest thing I can't.
Yeah.
It's miniature the Tic Tacs are normal size, but
yeah, so Gracie, we started
adorable.
ordering things, like little things to put in the bags. And then we were like, what if we put all these little things together?
Yeah.
And then we were like, what if we put on top of it, it's the little things. Like these things matter, but also like it's the little things,
is.
Like, and
The
then
little
they were all
details.
so tiny.
Yeah.
So it was just like, we just geeked out about that.
I mean,
we loved it.
It's adorable. There's a little bitty chapstick, little
hand wipes
and tissues. Yeah. And I was obsessed.
And the Tic Tacs,
a bracelet and water and a pen and, just a very cute bag that I'll use. Like,
good.
Just very, I felt so, not that it matters. These 8 Tic Tacs aren't going to probably change my life. Mm-hmm. Clearly, maybe.
Maybe they did.
Maybe. But I think it's those little details that make it feel so special in a way.
Like, that's the hope.
Yeah. I was like,
yes, I know. I wanted y'all to open those.
A little Christmas. It was so sweet.
Yes, and just geek out the same
way
we
did. Fun. It was very fun.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and the Worthy Co. provided those bracelets.
Yeah.
Which is a ministry out of Fort Worth, and their mission is to rescue women from human trafficking.
Wow.
And so even like a employee that so it's 100% of their proceeds go towards the mission. And so the women that made those bracelets have been rescued from human trafficking.
Amen.
So just so you know, when you're wearing that bracelet, that's special. It's really special.
That's
so don't
special.
just toss it like it doesn't matter. We didn't get it on Amazon. It's from Worthy Co.
Good.
So
good.
Yeah. And then the Daily Grace Co.
Yeah.
provided some little cards.
I know.
And they gave those to us for free, which I loved.
So kind.
Yeah. So
okay.
That was the bag.
Yeah. That was just I got there early, so I think it was Audra Garrett that greeted me and gave me the spiel and gave me my breakout cards and then, said everything that I needed to hear. And then she was like, "Was that okay?"
Did I do okay?
Yeah, I was like, "That was perfect." Get a lot of information. Yeah. And when people are coming, I'm sure people are coming multiple at a time and trying to make sure everybody gets what they need. So
yeah,
she did a great job. That whole team all day behind that table, what do you need? Where do you need to go? Where can we direct you? Just very, I want to say professional.
Oh, good.
I want to say
good.
They were prepared.
Gracie really prepared. Gracie, my assistant, y'all have seen her on here. She really prepared for all those little details.
So good.
We tend to sometimes we spiral ahead of time. Oh my gosh, is this going to be enough? Or is this the right way to do it?
Sure.
And at a certain point, I was like, listen, you have a plan. And we're going to stick to it. And we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah.
And it went really well.
It was great.
So I was really proud of her.
It was very good.
Yeah.
Everybody had their shirts on. So you knew, if you needed something, who to go to. Good. It was perfect.
Okay. So what stood out to you the most about the day overall? And if that's too hard of a question, we can move to the next one.
I think it was just being with women all day. There were more men in the room than I expected when I walked in because, there's a team.
Bethany asked me about that. She was like, who are all these men in here?
The whole worship, the band was all men. And what's that scary sound? It's okay.
I don't know what that was.
Amy.
Maybe it's a bug.
Listen,
we have had a fly on here that I had to kill.
do not have it at me today. So whatever it is, ye stay over there. That's right. But I think the thing that stood out most to me was just so many women together all day. Just I don't know. I don't feel like we get enough of that.
I know.
That felt so special and good.
I know. I don't know how to when we're trying to get women to come, I don't know how to be trust me, you're gonna love this.
Yeah.
Because we do not prioritize that time for ourselves.
We don't. And the reality is that for some people, that will never be their favorite thing. Like,
It's true.
and that's okay.
It's
It's
true.
not, it really literally the concept of every single woman coming and loving every part of it is just unrealistic. Like, some people are going to have their own struggles, and that's fine. But it was very, like, I don't know, it just felt so intentional. Everything felt very intentional as far as being geared. Like, society is not geared toward women.
Mm.
Said it. Me and my Tic Tac said it. I'm not sorry. It's not. It's not geared toward,
Yeah.
toward women. So
Mm.
an event entirely geared toward women was just very sweet.
Good.
It was good.
Okay, so I thought we could quickly talk about Bethany's kind of message
Yes.
that she shared.
Let's
So
do.
we did session 1, and she shared like her longest teaching. It was about a 40-minute segment, like for her.
Did not feel like 40 minutes. I could have listened to her all day.
I know.
But sorry.
I know she came off and she was like, "I'm sorry, that was terrible." I was like,
Are you
"Okay,
kidding?
you stop right now. Don't say that again."
Loved it.
It was so good.
Yeah, she was great.
Okay, so she in my opinion, led us beautifully into the theme, and she challenged us with with 3 main things, but really 2 things. She challenged us. She was like, actually, we went to dinner the night before, and she said, "I just feel like there's going to be women in the room who, like, God is really challenging them to more."
Yeah.
And I don't know what the more is, but I feel like,
With that word.
yeah, I feel like they need to be told there is more.
Yeah.
Because there's women who are brand new that need to hear that, like brand new believers that need to
Sure.
hear, hey, there's more than what you currently know or
Yeah.
have. And then there's women who've been walking with him for a long time who maybe have just kind of fallen into the routine of
Sure.
it that need to be told, hey, there is
Yeah.
more.
I mean,
So
one
I
thing
thought that
that
was
she
really
said
good.
it made it really clear for me.
I
wanted
want that
so
pen.
bad. She
That
wants
was
it.
terribly.
Can't have it.
Let's put
I
it over
know.
here. I guess
Out
I
of
thought I
frame,
needed to
out
take
of
a
the-
note
yeah.
there. Okay.
But I think one thing she said that really brought that into focus for me was that if you are doing the daily rhythms that you know are good for your faith and you're still feeling some emptiness or you're still feeling like you're not having that connection with the Lord, there is more. Because I was like, those are the things that we're taught will take us where we want to go in our faith.
That's right.
Pretty much by themselves, like the daily rhythms.
That's right.
To do the things, and then that will, and that's not untrue. It's
Right.
just not the whole truth.
There's more. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So she also talked about consent to the Spirit's control. And she really talked about how, like, as women specifically, because it was a day geared towards women, we really love to be in control, and we love to have our plans, and then we love to break our plans within our own control, all the things. Like, we just like to be in control. So she kind of framed the Spirit's work in our life where he's not necessarily even trying to control us, but he's asking for consent, which I love that word.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a really great way to frame it, because
It is.
It's not like if he wanted to control us, he could.
Certainly.
Right? Jesus spoke to the wind and the waves and they obeyed him.
Right.
Because that's what they're supposed to do. But he clearly has given us a different relationship to him, and he wanted to have a different relationship with us. So he really does give us the option of consenting or not.
Yeah.
I just loved that.
He asks us to follow him.
Right.
He doesn't make us.
Yeah, it's an invitation.
He asks us to engage with him. He doesn't make us.
Yeah. And so in all of that, she also encouraged us, like, whether you're being challenged to more or you're struggling to give consent to whatever it is he's doing in your heart and mind or life. And all of that, we've also been given the option to abide. And he, like, you don't have to do these 2 things by yourself to get to the more, or to really step in to consent and releasing control. The gift in that is that you get to abide in Jesus through it all. So I really loved that.
It was good.
Yeah.
It
She did a
felt,
good job.
I know this word kept coming up for you. It kept coming for me too. Peaceful. It felt it felt a very peaceful way to, find whatever is next in your faith versus like keep working, keep doing more that you don't have maybe time for or effort for, and then you'll get to the more. Like,
Mhm.
there's nothing wrong with seeking and searching, and like it does take work to
Mhm.
have a relationship, but I think the way that she talked about abiding felt so like safe and calm and
Mm.
like being together. I had a
Mhm.
client yesterday tell me she went on a trip with her husband, and she said there were a lot of times we just sat together. Like, we didn't really have a lot to talk about. We just got to be together.
Mhm.
And I thought back to abide. I was like,
Mm.
it's not really about always having to be,
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
like it felt so calming
Mhm.
to hear her talk about that. Just
Yeah.
be
Yep.
with him.
Yep.
He's the vine, we're the branches. Like, we get to have our like emotional sustenance and all of our sustenance from him. We don't, it's just how I don't know. It just felt very natural.
Yeah. Okay. So, just from that section, if there's anything,
Mm.
I have some
Mhm.
questions here and
Yeah,
you feel free to answer
yeah.
them or not. But when she said, "Where is God calling you to more?" Did anything come to mind? Or,
Mhm.
the idea, the word consent can hit a lot of
Yeah.
us differently, which it probably did.
Yeah.
So what do you think it means to consent to God's control instead of fighting to
Yeah.
stay in ours?
Yeah.
Either one of those questions
I
hit
mean,
you? Do you have an
I
answer?
love using the word consent in
Mhm.
this context
Mhm.
because, I work with a lot of survivors of all kinds of abuse that have not had the autonomy to make choices in their relationships, that are safe for them. And so the reminder, like, to me, that word immediately goes to, safety and like being in a relationship with someone that you can find safety in because you are choosing
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Like that, you know, I don't I've never heard that word in a church setting that wasn't about sexual assault.
Mm.
Like, I've never heard that word in a good sense in a church setting.
Mhm.
So, to hear it and then to think about the concept of like, that again, and I feel like I sometimes I can get off in the weeds with this idea, like, I think everyone struggles with the concept of like how, we hear this, people ask this question, how could a loving God allow bad things to happen to people? That kind of thing. And I think like what you were talking about earlier, the idea that he's not forcing us. We could be living differently.
Yeah.
Like, he chose this. He chose a scenario where we get to choose to be in a
Mhm.
relationship with him
Mhm.
or not.
Mhm.
And there is something so like safe about that.
Mhm.
And I do think that makes that very different from a lot of other religions too. Like,
Yep.
we talk about the relationship component, but I think inherent in that, the piece that we don't always call out loud is that that is consensual.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. I loved it, and
It's so good.
I think it was pretty bold to use that word
I
because
agree.
it's gonna hit everyone a little bit differently.
Yeah, it's not a word used in a lot of good
It's
contexts.
not, and then but as I thought about it throughout the day, and she had shared it with me the night before, so my mind was really like, "Hmm,
Yeah,
that is a great way to say it."
it is.
It's a really great way to explain the invitation of Jesus
Yeah.
and a relationship with him. I mean, I don't even know, it is so safe, and it just it really reminds you it's kind of sobering in a sense that, like, "Oh, yeah, this is a gift, and it is an
Mhm.
invitation," and he isn't asking for control, although him being in control is
That's a
the
good thing
better
for
way.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it just helps, I think our human minds go, "Yeah,
Sure.
right, this is not there is he's not forcing me
Not
into this.
forcing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's safe,"
Yeah.
and,
Willful on our part.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm, and, like,
Oh, man.
what we were trying to get to is women seeing and understanding that, like, every part of their life can contribute to this relationship with Christ, and that through his spirit, he genuinely does wanna meet us in the little things in life. So she shared a story of, like, going to like sitting in line and it being frustrating. And like God met her in that moment.
Yeah.
And like when we were talking about the panel, like what do we want to talk about? So I'm moving into our panel, which was
Yeah.
session
Yeah.
2, which I didn't put on here, but I'm just going to briefly talk about it.
Okay.
She was just talking about like this, like just that morning, she had had a moment with God that she really needed. And like when we talked about it, I had shared with her, like there was a night driving home from school, which I go to Baylor, so that's in Waco.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a
a heck of a drive.
2-hour drive home, hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Um, so I really am forced to be still whether I like it or not. So I've just started trying to use that time to connect with him.
Yeah.
Because I think, and what we were trying to like talk through and get women to understand is like it's the rhythms and the practices that we talk about. Like I would love for our women to do rooted, and that's like a rhythm that we have
Right.
that we want to encourage women to do, because it puts you in a place to meet with God and study His Word and grow in
Yeah.
that way. But then there's also like all the in between moments.
Yeah.
That it's not about doing this from
This
7 to
set
8
amount of
a.m. and then you
time,
move on with your life,
and do not
and that
consider
doesn't
that. It's
have anything
totally
to do with
separate. Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So there was like, I've been really busy. My life has become very busy, of course. And I was like at a place where I was really trying to like, these rhythms are all in place and they're working really well. And I have all this time to like do all these different things. And then, of course, life gets busy.
Right.
And so I remember there was a night that I was driving home and I was like, okay, God, I'm really just tired. And I'm back in this rhythm of hurry, and I hate being in a hurry because I feel
Yeah.
like I miss you in these moments. And I just remember him reminding me of like a moment that I had with my daughter, my youngest. It was the night before, and I had like crawled into her crib and we were just like snuggling with each other, and she's super touchy, so she was just like holding me so tight. And he just reminded me of that. I just started thinking about that, and like, that's just what came to mind as I was driving. And then the verse in Matthew where he talks about, unless you become like a little child, you'll never enter the kingdom of God. Unless you repent and become like a little child, you'll never enter the kingdom of God. And it was like it all came together. Like in that moment, he wasn't saying, yeah, you are failing, Libby. It was,
Yeah.
which in my mind, that's how he must have felt.
That's the
Because
only
I'm just totally out of rhythm.
possible scenario
Yeah,
that
and
could be
I'm
true.
in a hurry and I hate that.
Oh.
And, I'm just
Yeah.
not doing things well. And he met me with, you're not failing. Like, just come to me.
It's okay.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Like, pull at me and hug me tight and tell me you need
Yeah.
me. Like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Like, be the 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, they're chaotic and all over the place. Like,
and very needy.
but they come to you.
Yeah.
And they want you.
Yeah.
And so it just reminded me, like,
Oh.
yeah, that's it. Like,
Mm.
and so we kind of just like talked through that, and we were like, that's what I want women to understand is like, it isn't about perfection and
Yeah.
doing all the rhythms perfectly. It's
Right.
about learning. And those are great seasons, like
Yeah.
when you can do that.
Yeah.
And I hope you grow a
It's
ton.
ideal in a way.
Yes.
But that also means that at times it's going to be unrealistic.
Yeah. But he's still there.
Yeah.
And he still wants to meet you in those moments.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I thought that was a very special takeaway. Like just her talking about how casually she communes with the Lord at
Yes.
times in the day. And it's such a good reminder. I think it's so easy for me to forget that I don't have to, sit down and have a time of specific
Mhm.
prayer to talk to the Lord. And, she definitely like hit on also just being still and being quiet and hear, like, I think it's
Mhm.
so easy to miss his voice because there's a million reasons, distractions of the world and all the things, but probably the number one reason is because we're not sitting and listening for it.
Mhm. Yeah, we talked about that. And I think she shared it on the panel, but I was on stage, so my brain kind of it's
It might
sometimes
be
hard
all
to
running
always
together for
it
me
is all
too,
running together, yeah. But I remember us talking through, like, these different moments, and they were very similar moments that we had, and we were like, what is like the formula? There isn't a formula, but like, what did we do?
Yeah.
And how can we teach women?
Yeah.
Hey,
How could we repeat that sort of?
almost like
make
give
that
like,
work?
hey, maybe try this. I don't know.
Sure.
And we both agreed, like, it started with being vulnerable. Here's where I'm actually at.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in a hurry and I'm frustrated and I'm mad, and here's where I'm really at, Lord, but I'm bringing it to you. And then he met us there. And then he reminded us, it's okay. I'm right here. Like, just keep going. Don't give up. Like, it's okay. But you have to be willing to also listen.
Right.
Like, hey, I'm going to be vulnerable and I'm going to share this with you. But then I'm also going to listen for what you might have for me in this moment. And sometimes it might be, you need to repent of that, and you need to turn from that, and let's start working towards, like, give it to me, and now let's work through it.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of times that's happened for me.
Same.
But either way, listening to what he has to say is more important than me confessing that to him and then just having a whole bunch of, this must be what he's probably thinking, and then moving on.
I know him, so it's probably this.
He's probably thinking this about me. I am failing, and he for sure thinks that.
She went hard for, like, Lord, I do have a plan if you'd like to get on board. And I was like, don't come for me.
All of us.
Do not come for me, man.
Yes. Yeah. And we tend to do that. So I think that's a huge part of it, is like being still enough to confess whatever, or just say whatever. Here's where I'm at. Hey, I'm sitting in this line. It's making me mad. Or, hey, I'm over here and I see this person.
Yeah.
And should I go talk to him, or whatever it might be? And then don't assume what he's going to say.
Yeah.
Allow yourself to be still enough,
to quiet,
and faithful enough to listen.
It's hard.
He might not always answer, or he definitely might not answer in the way that you think he's going to. But I do think that he communes with us in that way, and you learn to hear his voice when you allow yourself to step into that practice of meeting with him in those ordinary moments.
Yeah. I've been more faithful about doing that, just since the weekend, and it's been very good.
Good.
Yeah, and it was almost like a reminder, like, not everything has to be the official,
right?
Like,
spiritual
when people
practice.
Ask me about the spiritual practice, like, how's your quiet time going? I'm like, the official QT.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
It's not going great, if I'm being honest. A lot of times, like, I hate that question, because I'm like, if you could live inside this brain for a day,
I know.
Quiet time's a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we call it that? I'm never quiet. My brain is never quiet, ever. But I'm working on that.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting still, Lord. Sitting still.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be quiet and listen. Do it for a living. It shouldn't be that hard. There's something, though, about the constant, chatter in here that, I think he's given me some grace in quieting that down at times the last few days, to remind me that that's possible.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it really does take a level of faith. Yeah. So I want to be maybe clear about that. This isn't like, it just all becomes very clear, and you just know, like, it takes a level of faith to go, that random thought might not just be some random thought. Maybe you have something there.
Right.
Because even like that moment in my car, and I'm speaking about that moment because I can't even remember I don't know what happened to Bethany in her moment. Like, I don't know the specifics of it. But for me, it could have just totally passed by me.
Sure.
Thinking about Joan and me getting in her crib. I could have just smiled at that and thought it was so sweet and moved on. But I was like, I just pressed in just a little bit to think.
You made some space for that.
Yeah, and it was like 45 minutes after I had confessed out loud, here's where I'm at, God. Yeah. And then I just turned on some music and just kept driving.
Yeah.
And then that thought came to mind. And I did love it. I just cherished it in the moment. And then I thought, oh, man, is he trying to say something to me right now? But that could have totally passed me by.
Sure.
But it took that level of faith to go, I believe what he says in James. If you draw near to me, I will draw near to you.
Yeah.
So maybe this is him
Well, and
speaking to
again,
me.
you are part of the reason you can do that out of that faith is that you feel so safe in a
Totally.
consensual
Yep.
relationship with someone who you know loves you
That's
unconditionally.
exactly right.
That is
And
not the
it has
kind of
taken
thing that we
time
can
to
do
get
with
there.
anyone.
Right.
It's just not. Yeah,
Mhm.
of course it takes time to get
Yeah.
there, right?
Consent after consent after
Yep.
consent that he's
Yep.
showed up and been faithful
Yeah.
to me.
That builds the trust over
Totally.
time,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
Total. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
So
I was
our
just gonna
first
say the
step on
same
our
thing as you. Totally.
discipleship pipeline is trust.
Yeah.
And
Woo.
I love it, but I'm also like, I want people to know it's like trust, follow, transform, and then lead. And we're so compartmentalized
Mm.
people that
Mm-hmm.
when we put that out there, I was like, I love this and I love that there are steps, but we have to be so very clear that we don't trust him one time and move on. Like
Right.
it is a build.
Constant
Like,
process, isn't
yes,
it?
if in order for me to begin following him in faith by faith, that trust deepens. And
Yeah.
then in order for me to really move into transformation and these like tiny little moments of me driving home from school, like that trust deepens even more.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm consenting over and over and
Yeah.
over and over again. And he's continually showing up over and over and over and over again to the point where I'm like, you probably are going to respond to me right now. Like, I know you well enough to know,
That you can trust that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I trust you here.
Yeah. You know
Even
what
with
to
my
expect.
chaotic prayer that I just threw up there and I'm,
But
crazy.
that's any relationship, isn't it? You as the
That's right.
relationship deepens over time, as the trust deepens over time, it's not that you can necessarily like there are times that I can tell you what Jeff's going to say,
Totally.
but there are also times that I can tell you how I think he'll respond. Maybe not the exact words, but
Hmm.
the attitude, the concept, because I know him well enough because we've done, 20 plus years of life together. Like, there's a
Yeah.
reason that I can sort of know yeah, it can still surprise me. There are times that the Lord will be like,
Hmm. Hmm.
oh, other direction,
Yeah.
man.
You're not good.
Plenty.
Yes.
He's earned it. Yeah, like understood, Lord, understood.
Yes.
But,
Amen.
like you said, there are times that you can sort of, when you do that enough, you can even start to know, like, okay, is this a place where I believe that the Lord has a word for me?
That's right.
I think that's part of the faith that Bethany showed on Saturday at the very end. I'm
Hmm.
just skipping ahead here. I'm sorry.
Go for it. That's fine.
Um,
Yeah, so we've
she,
gone over session 1
yeah,
and
in
session 2
session
was the
two.
panel where we talked about this,
Yeah,
like, real life moments,
right. Kind of a
and then now we're
Q&A. And then
session
session 3
3.
was the last session. We did some worship, and she kind of made space for these sort of invitations around the concepts we've been talking about. And she made space for like maybe the word has a Lord for you today.
Maybe, if
She
you
didn't
think
say
about it,
that.
the word
She
does have a
didn't.
Lord.
She said maybe the Lord has a word for you today, and just created some space and some quiet for that. And I know
I thought that
I
was great.
did receive a word from the Lord, something that is sort of, I think probably 9 or 10, 11, 12 years ago, kind of had one of those moments of like putting the stones in the river. And this is the extension of that now,
Mm.
all these years later, like the
Mhm.
next piece of that,
Mhm.
that I haven't been searching after or seeking after really
Mhm.
intentionally. I think I know I needed it, but um I feel like it was just I mean it would have been a grace gift of him anyway, but just for me it was, I think a lot of times when I go to if I'm being truthful, when I go to women's conferences, I'm like, yes, tell me about how hard it is to be a parent. Yep. I'm
Mhm.
going to sit here and
Mhm.
smile at you because I'm a nice person, and I'm sure it is hard to be a parent. I'm not knocking it. I'm not trying to take anything away from that. I just don't relate to that.
Mm.
Um, I sat with a friend who's single in part of the day, and I know that I have no concept, nor do I need to know the intention of any of that. But I kind of mentioned that to Bethany afterward that, there is something special about seeing some representation of the life you've walked. And I don't think she has any children. She has a
Mhm.
boyfriend, but I don't think she's ever been married.
Mm-mm.
And she's my age. Um, and the word that the way back here at Intensity one year, I was, just all in my feels about probably never having children. It's not always that, but it's like these places where I don't feel like
It's a
my
huge
life
thing in your
has
life.
been enough.
Totally.
I mean, every single one of my friends that ends up having children, our entire friendship changes, and that's
Mhm.
fine.
Mhm.
But it gets tiring to be the one
Mhm.
left behind over and over,
I can
intentionally
imagine,
or
yeah.
not. It's never intentional, let's be honest. But
It's still your story. It's
it
still what
is.
you've lived.
It is,
So
and
it's
it's
the
been more
thing.
since then. There's been more added onto it. It's not just that. I'm okay. Like we're good with where we're at. I think now and that, like emotionally, but since then it's been health issues, and I have felt like garbage for a month now, and going to see a new doctor, and I think the Lord. There were several places that I'm just like,
Mm.
I don't think I'm tired. Like I'm worn out, and this feels um like either a problem to be solved that doesn't have a solution, or something like a bad thing. And he just gave me a word about negative space, kind of like in design, not like a negative emotional headspace, but I think the analogy was like there's a reason, like when people design their homes,
Mm.
when you look at something, when the guys set up something here, they intentionally use the space where there's nothing, or where you think there should be something and there's not. I have a bigger plan for those negative spaces in your life,
Mm. Wow.
and those are what actually matter. Those matter.
Mm.
They don't not matter, and you don't not matter because they exist. That's intentional on my
Mhm.
part. So
Mhm.
to continue to behave as if, that's just a sad part of your life.
Almost like he's withholding from you.
Yeah, like he's just not giving you what you want or you think you
Mm.
deserve because he's what, someone has to do it. I don't know.
Mhm.
Just
Mm.
maybe all those ideas. And so I think there's a lot more for me to flesh out with him
That's
there.
really
That's
good.
brand new to me. And I mean, it was very clear. I wrote down his words as they were being said.
I
So
love that.
I haven't even gone back and looked at them. I'm too
Mhm.
afraid. But
Do it.
that piece, the negative space piece, was the analogy that stayed with me.
I
Like,
love that.
I have plans for these things. These are not accidents. Stop, not stop, but allow me to use those. Like,
Mm.
like it's enough. Everyone has them too. It's not like
Mhm.
everyone just has everything they want all the time. It's like
That's
you
right.
have to stop living in that, like, this is the weak part of your life that you'll never be able to rectify. Like even the health stuff. He's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry you feel like garbage every day. That's part of it, man.
Mhm.
Like this is part of your testimony." I had
Yeah.
a woman that I worked with for years, and she went through a really nasty divorce, and she would say to me over and over, "I don't want this to be part of my testimony."
I know. I think we all have
I
those
was like, "I
things.
know."
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
yet here we are. Like, I know. I know. If only, right?
Yeah.
If only I could change it, but I can't. So that was
That's beautiful.
I just thought it's very, maybe she's done it a bunch, but I felt like it was very brave of her to put silence into the room and really follow the Holy Spirit's leading in that. And
Mhm.
I highly suspect that there were many, like, I don't know how to mine that information, but I kept thinking I would love to know, even anonymously,
Uh-huh.
what
What
other
everyone
people, like
Mhm.
maybe not I'm sure not everyone, but I remember sitting there thinking that's not really the kind of thing that usually happens to me. But I was like, I'm open to it.
Mm. Yeah.
And here it all came down on the
Mhm.
page. I was like, okay,
Yeah. It
Lord.
is kind of
Noted.
like that,
Noted.
honestly, the same exact concept of what happened in my car.
Yeah.
Like, it happened at a conference, which we hope for and pray for
Yeah.
and build
Yeah.
in
Yeah. Yeah.
time for.
Yeah.
But, like, it can also happen in your car,
Yes.
right? It's like
And it has since
slowing
then,
down
like
and
these
being
little
still.
pieces, right?
Yes,
Like
being open.
not everything he says is going to be this 12-year like gap between this and this.
Totally. Sometimes it
Some of
is.
the things that he said to me in the last few days have been, just those pieces of
Mhm,
life.
mhm.
Like But again, even if they are, like, that's a word to that's a word from the Lord. That's important.
Mhm.
It matters. And even
Mhm.
if it's just a little something about a little thing,
Yeah.
that's the biggest that's not little, it's
Mhm.
important.
Mhm.
Um
That's good.
yeah, it was good and it has been good and I haven't even told Jeff that yet. I guess I better tell him before this episode comes out.
You should.
Probably should. But he's been like m- in a fog.
Ever since. Yeah.
Yeah,
We need to come out of that fog a little
it's
bit.
been a little busy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It makes me think yesterday. So I'm not a huge fan of school. I'm just really not. But it was
so
one of those
honest.
things that was just like, I feel like this is what God is asking me to do. And
Yeah.
so I literally just consented one step at a time. I was
Mhm.
like, okay, God, I'll apply.
I'll give it a go.
Okay, God, I got
Okay.
accepted. Okay, I don't want to pay for this. I'll apply for a scholarship. Okay, got the scholarship. Now I
That's hard to
have to
avoid,
do this.
isn't it?
Yeah, like it's just like everything fell in place perfectly. So it was like, all right, I'm doing this.
All right.
So we for my spiritual formation class yesterday, we just did lunch together and we had lunch with the dean. And he is like very relational. He used to be a professor for like 10 or 15 years and he hates that he doesn't know the students. So this
Oh,
is like something that
that
he
he likes
does.
it
He's like,
too.
we're doing lunch
Oh,
and I want to know
good.
about you guys. So we went around the room and I was like close to the end and everyone was sharing why they were there and like what their hopes and dreams are.
Oh man.
And so I had to be honest, like, why am I at Truett? Well, I don't really want to be here. But I did have like this, I've been wrestling with him over this because there's a part of me that's just like, why am I doing this? I
I want
don't
to
need to
do
do this.
this.
Yeah, I don't want to do this. But so I like shared, it's just like I've kind of come to terms with the fact that he brought me here. And so I could do this and get it done and have some goal at the end of it that I'm looking forward to, but I really don't, and I know a lot of them do, and that's great for them.
Sure.
But like
I mean, I would hope some people who are in school want to be in school, right?
right.
Sure.
But I have had to consent to the fact that like, okay, God, I really don't want to necessarily be here.
Yeah.
But I know that you don't do anything by accident.
Yeah.
So I basically was just like, I'm just like kind of open-handed about it. And I'm trying not to think, I just need to get through this class and get through this class and then I'll get through this
Mm,
class. Like instead, I think he's been shifting my mindset to like, what if I want to use these things?
right.
Like you were just saying, what if I want to use these things on purpose to shape you
Yeah.
or to do something in your
Something
heart or
bigger.
in your life,
Yeah.
something bigger
Then
that you can't
just
see right
muddle
now.
through it or
That's right.
survive.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like maybe intro to Christian scriptures, maybe there's something here for me that I need to be open to.
Yeah.
He wants to use. Like
And
it's
wouldn't you
not
miss
just about
that?
getting through it.
Wouldn't you totally miss that if it was just like you muddling through
Yeah.
and like
Just to get a degree. Like he
yeah.
clearly that wasn't the point. And I hope no one has that mentality when they do that.
Well, you
I
never
know we
know.
do. I know, but I think it's been a good thing for me
Yeah.
for him to reshape that. Like, no, maybe I have something for you in these things
Yeah.
that in your mind is just like this bane in your or like thorn in your side. Like maybe there's more there.
Well,
Maybe
and
there's something there.
I think what's so kind about the way that he talks to us about it is that he doesn't have to include the maybe. That's for our benefit, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
There absolutely
I
is
have more.
something
Yes.
there.
Yes.
But he's like, what do you think about
I
there
know.
maybe like
Maybe
he's
it's
so
more.
gentle about it and you're
Mhm.
like, yeah, maybe so.
Mhm. Mhm.
He's like, yes, there is like I
Yeah.
just think that's so kind.
I agree.
And
I
I
agree.
love that for you. Like it is easy to just survive a lot of life. Like
Mhm.
we have a cruise coming up in a few weeks and if I would be really dishonest if I was saying like I'm not spending a lot of days like it's almost here. It's
Thrilled
like
about it, yeah.
nothing wrong with looking forward to something, but also like there's a lot of potential life to live between now and then. And you're living so intentionally now that you have that. Like maybe not every second of it, but
Mm.
you're being more intentional about like if you're going to spend the time, what is the point if it's just for a
Mhm.
degree or something at the end? Like the reality is that if God wanted you to only have the degree and not the experience, he could do that.
Mhm.
He
Mhm.
could just, you would just have a degree. That's a
Right.
reality.
Yep.
Like a lot of the times what do they say? It's the journey, not the destination. I
Destination.
feel like that
Mhm.
is a thing he would
Mhm.
say
Mhm.
because agreed. Ugh.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I just want to get there, whatever there is, if it's like on the other side of healed from things or whatever, right? Like
Yep. Yep.
feeling better, have the degree, be done with the part I don't really want to muddle through. And
Yeah.
he's like, oh, what if you chose to do something other than muddle through? Is there
Mhm.
another option?
Mhm.
Maybe.
Maybe.
And we're like, oh, like that's
I
brand new
know, he's great. He's a
information.
good
It's
little
very
teacher, isn't
sweet.
he?
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know
Well,
how
I
we got
love that.
here,
I
but
love that. Negative space. Maybe the negative space
yeah,
is there's
I'm
something more there.
definitely. I think
It's
there's a lot
intentional.
to mine there and to kind of flesh out with him, but
I like the idea that it's not him withholding, it's
mhm,
him intentionally having something else.
yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
It is a good perspective shift. I think there's been a lot of times that I've been able to manage to shift the perspective. Like, I've sometimes wondered, like, what am I, is there something I'm being protected from? Like, there's a lot that I don't know about why my
Totally.
life is the way that it is. And I think there are times that I can be okay with that because again, but I feel like a lot of that is me sort of trying to perspective my way into being okay. And
Mhm.
um I think I think for him to say like,
Amen.
this
It
is
makes a difference.
this is intentional.
Mhm.
I'm doing these things on purpose. I'm in these things. These aren't just things that have happened that I've allowed to happen. Like this is on purpose.
Mhm.
You're not well on purpose. And I'm like, oh great. Love that for me. Okay. I'll try. I'll try to love that for me.
Yeah.
If that's what needs to happen, when clearly it is, then I'll just try to be content in that and do
Mhm.
what I'm supposed to do in that. Be
Mhm.
faithful in that. I'll try.
Yeah. Okay, we totally got
Okay.
off
Yeah,
script
I know. I don't
so
even know what time it
bad.
is, but we've got to be getting close on time, right?
We're close. Yeah,
Oh, you have a meeting in 7 minutes, Libby.
do I?
Don't you?
Mm-mm.
You don't have a meeting
I think they canceled it. Yeah.
today? I shouldn't pretend I don't know why I did that. Like
Well, we usually do,
maybe your
so
meetings are great and I shouldn't be like, "Yay." I don't know. A canceled meeting is just always feels great for some
yeah, it
reason.
does. Just frees up a little
It
space in your
does.
schedule
Yeah,
where you're like, "I
exactly.
have so much room for
Do you
activities here."
yeah, do you you wanna spend that however many hours it is on something else?
Yeah.
Sure. Um,
Um,
like,
can I ask
yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
please. Well, I was gonna say, I wanna talk about these other pieces, like, if we have time, like vendor's lunch,
Breakouts.
breakouts, yeah. I did, Taylor Merrill's breakout about, I think that even I came in thinking she's sort of like the organizing queen. She has a
She
business
is.
doing that. And so, but she was sort of talking about simplicity in like a bigger sense.
Mhm.
And so I thought that was really good. She had like I'm so old now. She had the thing where you can like, she would ask a question and you could submit your answers and they would show up on the screen.
Cute.
How cool is
I
that?
love
It was
that.
very fun to
Yeah.
see. So that was very good. And just, again, just sort of walking away with the concept of like, I wouldn't have put that together yet, but like when there's room, when we don't have not just stuff, but like emotional stuff, all the things, when we don't have all that clutter, we are making space
Mm.
for what God has for us and
Mhm.
living a little bit more simple.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and again, that sort of is attaching back to that negative space piece for me right now.
Mm. Nice.
I'm that meme of the lady trying to do math in her head right now. Um,
Go write it
so
down.
that was really good. And then I did
Oh, yeah, stillness.
Haley's stillness. That was really good. I told Jamie Wood, who was teaching on the other side of that wall at the time, I
Ja
said,
Jamie's a very confident
she is. She
teacher.
was wonderful. And
She owns it.
I could barely hear her when we were like sitting in quietness, but I knew it was her. And that was comforting to me. She was like, oh, no. And I said, no, it was good. That's not a complaint. It wasn't like I could hear what you were saying. It was just like I knew it was you.
Yeah.
So that was very good. Just, and even I thought Haley's was, so it was very practical. She started immediately with practical kind of advice about quietness and slowing down. And then she had us practice that. It was, uncomfortable in a lot of ways because that's not what we're used to. So I think it was good for us.
She told me, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? I was like, I think you should do it, but it will probably be uncomfortable.
We'll hate it a little.
But I think it's good for them.
But in a good way.
Yeah.
So that was good. And I know I only heard good things, I think, about,
the others.
There were others. Yeah. So
the biggest complaint we got was that they weren't long enough. And so I want y'all to know I heard you, and we will make them longer next year.
Okay.
But I had already kind of given them a time frame when I asked our breakout leaders to come. So it wasn't like we could be like, we'll do 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Like I had to kind of stick to that time frame. But next year, we'll make sure we give you plenty of time for your breakout so you don't feel rushed.
Well, and I think if there's a time that we could split them up, it might give us a little bit of like
breathing room,
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, I'm trying to take it all in.
I know.
And
I
then
felt
my brain
bad
gets
about
tired.
that.
But that's not a bad thing. I think I'd rather feel like it's too much than not enough, if that makes sense. So
yeah.
But I also don't, I'm
next year we'll try and give it a little breathing
room.
To
waste.
Yeah, I know.
But they were so kind and they stayed.
We're
and
prepared.
They were
super
well prepared.
Mm-hmm.
They stayed. They engaged, and were just sweet. So
good.
It's good.
I want to ask this question. I know we did at the table style for lunch, which is where all of our different generations sit together. And from what I could see, it went really well.
It seemed to.
Yeah, I just think it kind of like everyone just took a breath at that moment.
Yes. And I think we needed, everyone needed, like, it was a little later for lunch, like 12:30ish. So I think everyone was like ready for a good break.
Mm-hmm.
And I could not find I'm at the tail end of green. Like green is what? What's the age of, like, something
40 to 40. Something. Oh, okay.
40 is a very end.
See. Yes.
And so I was like, I could not find a green. And so I sat at a blue. Not to be that person that breaks the rules.
Oh, I knew that
was
that
like
was going to
almost
happen.
at the very end, and I couldn't find a green. And I was like, I'm just going to round up to blue. So I still think I was the youngest person at my table. By a pretty good shot, if I'm being honest. But I knew Lady B. I sat by Lady B, and then I don't think I knew a single other person at that table. So we kind of introduced, and we didn't get into because we were
I knew that y'all wouldn't.
Gabbing about things.
I literally just gave those questions
just in case
it's like crickets around your table. But I knew y'all don't need any help talking.
It was
I'll
fun.
be fine.
It was fun.
Yeah,
we just sort of not everyone that was already sitting there knew each other. So a few of them had been in Bible studies together and things, or were rooted together. So some of them knew each other some. So we kind of got to make those connections. I usually will meet people that know my parents, and then they go, oh. And then Rachel's at the next table over, my sister. And so Lady B's like, Rachel. And they're like, she's like, what's happening? We all wave,
yeah, that's
how we are.
Typical Lady B moment right there.
Yeah. So it was good. And if I'm being honest, that food is exactly what I needed.
Oh, I think everyone, Karen Hodge.
Amen.
So good. And team. Karen Hodge and team.
I can't. I was like,
oh, that was so perfect.
How did they know exactly what we needed?
Yeah, she asked us what we wanted, and we had just had chicken bacon ranch. I think that's what she calls it. But we had just had that for Wednesday night, and me and Gracie were like, we should do this.
Yeah.
Let's do this. It was so good.
It was like, and there was a salad and green beans, so I got, it was very balanced, and I was like, I should have gotten a snack. My sister was like, it's not lunch yet. And I was like, get a snack. And she was like, I already ate my snack. I was like, get another snack. So all the moms
we
that
did
eat
have
lunch at 11
snacks.
o'clock, I'm like, go get a snack. There's plenty of free snacks.
Go get a banana.
Yeah, that's right. Take care of yourself. It's okay.
That's so funny.
But
Yeah.
It was just fun to
I know.
be.
I knew that going till 12:30 might push people over. And then when we were like, "Hey, we're doing a panel," we tried to
My
keep it very
favorite,
light.
oh man, my favorite is Bethany would say, "We're gonna feast together." I was like, "Amen, sister, we are." Like she was thinking about it too.
Oh yeah, she was excited about
And
it.
then
She
y'all were
asked me specifically, "What's for lunch?" And she was like, "This is
love
the
it.
most Southern meal.
This is
I cannot
important.
wait to eat it." Yeah.
And then when y'all were doing your panel, you were asking her specifically about like what fruit comes from. I was like, Libby, if you were going to make us wait for lunch, don't talk about fruit. I could really use a piece of fruit right now. I
That's
just got
so
so
funny.
tickled at my own, internal dialogue. But it was very good. And, when I could have gotten a snack. I got 2 coffees from the coffee cart, which were so good.
They were. I also did too.
Vanilla latte and the power latte.
I did the same
You
thing.
did? Okay, the
But
first time.
opposite. I did
Oh, you did?
power
Okay.
and vanilla.
The first time I went, I forgot that there was a power latte that they had come up with a specific latte. And I get nervous when I order, so I didn't read the board. So I just got vanilla, and then I remembered because people were talking about it. And I was like, oh yeah.
Power
So
latte.
in the afternoon, I did the power latte, and it was great.
Yeah, we had a really cute little coffee cart, and they did a power, because the conference name is power, latte, like a special
drink
latte
specifically for
and
drink.
some people were thinking, is it like three shots of espresso?
Extra,
it's like powerful,
extra caffeine.
Yeah,
that's what I was hoping for in the
normal.
afternoon. It was normal.
It was a normal one,
which was plenty, honestly. But it was nice to have there and have the option. And they were quick and so kind. And the drinks were
they
great.
were great. We'll have them again.
Yeah,
we'll
absolutely. That was
I
fantastic.
Loved it. In fact, I told them they could leave at 12, and they stayed. They were like, they're going to want coffee in the afternoon.
They
was
were
like,
right.
Yeah, they will.
They were so right.
Yeah.
I was one of those people too. Yeah. Good.
Same. Okay, I want to ask this question, and then maybe this can be our ending. But
Sure.
where do you think God might be calling our women collectively to more? Do you have any thoughts on that? It's obviously something I'm trying to think about, but I'm curious if you have any thoughts on that.
Where do I think that God might be collectively calling our women to more?
Mm-hmm.
That's such a good question. What's funny is I think in a lot of ways we're seeing that come to fruition, like from the side that we see it, if that makes sense. Like individually, I do think God's calling us to more, whether that's, deeper relationship with Him,
whatever it looks like.
Yeah. Those spiritual rhythms, like all of that. But also, I remember thinking that, and maybe I can't remember if I said that. You probably don't remember. I feel like the fact that you can remember anything from Saturday is a miracle to me, because I'm like, I would be so, my brain would be overflowing. But I just remember thinking, this feels like exactly what your ministry has been leading to, is like those bigger pieces of like a place where we have that opportunity for like that's one of the I really can't overstate this, and this is just my experience, so hear it for what it is. I didn't expect to have that experience, but and I didn't feel good on Saturday either. I sat down through all of worship. I felt like garbage all day, but I didn't expect to have one of those. I still think about that time and intensity all those years ago. I know what happened. I know how I was feeling. I know the word that God brought to me and the scenario in which it happened. I can still remember that very clearly. This was one of those days.
Yeah. I love that.
And because God has, like, in a time in your life when you're most busy, this is when you chose to up the ante on power.
I know. Well,
listen, I'm grateful. It's just, isn't it ironic sometimes?
It is
God
ironic.
has been pushing you.
Yeah.
And you were obedient. You have been obedient. And because of that, my life looks different. I will remember that moment like this one decades from now. Because that was a thing that was, I think in a lot of ways we are seeing, like on our side, our team, we're seeing a lot of what more looks like for the women of Northside. Because where we came from, even like getting rooted, so there's not a better word for it than being well rooted here at our church.
Mm.
Rooted is very well rooted. It's taken root. It's
Finally,
it's
yes.
very much a part of our like identity as women's ministry here now. So I'm seeing these things come to fruition that you've probably dreamt about, or that
Yeah.
God has had plans for all these years. And I know there's a lot of work to do. There's always work to do, but I think in a lot of
Amen.
ways I'm seeing that already, which is very special.
Yeah, amen.
And I'm very grateful for that. Like, I hope that when women see you, they tell you that they're grateful for you, because I know you'll, humbly give the glory to God where it absolutely deserves to be. But also, like, he chooses to use us when we allow him to. And I cannot express my gratitude that you have allowed him to use you in the ways that you have. I'm not saying Saturday wouldn't have happened, but it probably wouldn't have if you didn't choose for it to happen. Like, you chose to partner with him in that. And so now, like, you're giving our women scenarios in which their lives can be forever changed. That's ministry.
Yeah. Thanks, Amy.
You're welcome.
That's very kind.
Well, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to like have a response.
That's fair.
But I mean, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you saying all of that. And it is interesting, even just thinking like, I don't even know, a few years ago, I tried to like think through, okay, what are these big events? What do we hope to accomplish? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm
Are they
just kind of the
events for
person
events'
that's like,
sake?
yes, like I need a definition. Like, what
Right.
are we doing? Like,
Right.
why are we doing it?
Right.
And I
Agreed.
remember thinking, like, I want, even like, I've had Lance come in for power. I remember telling him it's power on purpose, and I want our women to experience something powerful. And
Yeah.
like, I want us to do our best to put together something, because events tend to have those like stake in the ground moments for our people. And like I've had the same experiences. Like, there have been things that have happened to me at like an intensity. And again, the name is purposeful. Like, we're going to do everything in our power to give you these moments or experiences with God.
Put you in a position
Yeah,
to hear
to
from
put you in a
him certain
position.
ways.
Yes. And
Sure.
like, and we're gonna sing a million songs back to back to back to back for you to have that experience of
every
just
opportunity.
completely
Yeah.
opening up and worshiping and being vulnerable, and in ways that you don't get in your normal life.
Yeah.
Like, you're not
They're meant
constantly
to be.
surrounded by
Yeah.
the body in that way, where
Right.
you're just singing all these songs together. I mean, we just don't have those opportunities. So I remember, like, I've told people that, like, I want our events to be opportunities for women to have those stake in the ground moments that they look back on and say, he used that moment to change me forever.
Yeah.
So it's just really special to hear that he did that for you. And I'm not saying that's for everyone,
I
but
agree.
I want y'all to know, when we're planning these events, like, it's very prayerful and intentional that we want you to. We already know your schedule is busy and you're setting
No,
aside time to
so
come
true.
here.
Yeah.
So we want it to be something that's going to be worth your time, specifically in growing in your relationship with Christ.
And I will say, from the perspective of someone who doesn't always do well with just overly emotional events for the sake of being this was not that.
No, it wasn't even emotional. I
don't think it was at all.
No.
In a good, like,
I mean, I cried at the very end.
Well,
barely. I almost played the whole day.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You were praying and you started to cry, and I was praying
to close it.
Don't say
I prayed.
crap. Just don't say crap. Whatever you do, don't
crap.
say crap. You were very kind to
I
yourself.
totally just let
once. You were
myself
just
own
like,
it. Yep.
I'm a cry. Yep.
Yep.
That's right. But I think a lot of times, women who are like me are like, that sounds like a lot of estrogen. And it was.
It was.
But I again, even when she was talking about consent, that feels like such a heavy topic that could be used in like a really manipulative way almost,
Yeah.
and it was so not that. It was just a genuine thought process on that word and what it means. It was so, again, for something so big to have happened, it felt like such a peaceful day.
Yeah. Yeah, you said earlier, like, I don't even know how you have any thoughts, but I think it's because it was so peaceful. If I were to give it a word,
Yeah,
which I put on here, but
you did.
I think peaceful is my word. It was just so
Yeah.
peaceful. Things it was like everyone that showed up wanted to be there.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
even like the behind the scenes people, like our breakout
Yeah.
leaders, they wanted to be there. They
Yeah.
were prepared. They were excited about
They were
what they were
happy
gonna
to
do.
serve.
Our
Yeah.
band was excited. The women in the room
Yeah.
were just, like, open to the day,
Yeah.
and I think everything was
Even
just
the
so
guys in the
peaceful.
booth were like
Mhm.
just nodding along in their little baseball caps, you know?
Mhm.
I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
do the thing. And, we can't let this go by without saying we had a woman and her friend leading worship. And
Amazing, Sarah. Yeah.
absolutely, yeah,
Yeah. She did amazing.
fantastic. So it was beautiful to see, women in all those aspects of leadership usher us into an experience that was full of worship and full of change, and still not feel like there was this emotional, like overly
Overly
emotionally, like
yes.
manipulative emotional. There was
Mm-mm.
no
None
element
of
like
that.
that
Mm.
at all,
Mhm.
which
Even her invitation was so just like,
calm,
yeah, and like, we wanna give you
simple.
this space, but I'm not forcing you to
Yep.
you don't have to do anything you don't wanna consent
Yeah.
to. But here's some space if
It's just
God's been doing
interesting. I
something in
think
you.
sometimes people in scenarios like that will say, if you need to raise your hand, run a mile, do some jumping jacks. And I'm
Come to
like, you
the
don't have
altar.
to keep giving us
Uh-huh.
examples. We know, we mostly know what we
Mhm.
can do with our bodies.
Mhm.
So I appreciated that she was just like, this is just a space for what you need. We don't need you to fill in the blank for us physically. We're good, right?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
with love, but we're good. We don't need all the suggestions. And she
Mhm.
didn't, she was just
Mhm.
like, whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
And it was so that, I think. And
Yeah.
again, one experience,
Totally. There could
this
have
is
been
only
different
my
experiences.
sure.
Yeah.
And people are going to be at all different places in their lives. They're going to be going through different things. But from a person who, um, I think, I think when I showed up that morning, I was like,
A little skeptical.
I'm here for Libby.
Yeah.
I'm a supportive person.
Yes. And I do appreciate that.
I anticipated it being good, but I also anticipated, and I was exhausted after just because it's a lot of
That's just
energy,
what happens.
but
Yeah.
not in a bad way,
Yeah. Good.
which is unusual for me. I think a lot of
Mhm.
times with that much time spent with that many people, I'm like,
Mhm.
I twitch him by the time I get home to my dog, who's just like, "What's happening?" But this time I was like,
Yeah.
I was exhausted, but in a like things have been poured out way,
Yeah.
not in
Good.
a I'm exhausted from people way,
Mhm. I
which is
understand.
unusual for
I
me.
felt the same way actually. It was just more like, and I will say I loved being able to plan and do this with Gracie.
Mm.
I haven't had that in the past with
Yeah.
like a bigger thing like
Yeah.
this. Um, she was a rock star. She helped make it all
She
come
just
together.
has the,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Mhm.
she, I, we got us little like,
Name tags.
magnetic ones
Uh-huh.
for being on your team. And she, she said, I have a question. Do you think that everyone should take these home, or do you think we should put them in one place in our closet? And I said, listen, I can only speak for me and maybe Libby. If I take this home, and it has to go in the refrigerator, otherwise it will be gone forever. I
Yes.
will never find it. Not never, but I will lose it.
Yes.
And so at
Yes.
the end of the day, she was like, what do you think? And I was like, here you go. Just take it.
Yes, I think
You be
yeah.
in charge of it. It's better for me. Maybe
Yeah.
everyone else can keep up with theirs. I don't know, but it
Mhm.
makes me feel better to know it's somewhere here and I don't have to know where it is.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
yeah, she's a good brain like that.
Yep.
She's young.
Super
I think she
helpful.
is already kind of, that kind of got that type A. Useful.
She does, yeah.
Useful for
Yeah.
some of us.
Okay.
Well,
Our
yeah.
prayer is that what started in that room keeps growing in your homes, your friendships, your workplace, and your walk with God in the ordinary life that you
Yeah.
live, no matter what that looks like. Um, Yeah.
Yeah, and if you couldn't make it this year, we totally get it. And
Totally get it.
please come next year. Please
Please come
make
next
the
year.
effort. It's
Yeah.
totally worth the effort.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm already dreaming about next year because I can't
She
help myself.
was
I can't help
in
myself.
her chair.
When it, like, goes well like that, it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
you're
I
excited to
really
do the
didn't know what
next.
to expect. I
I
was expectant
imagine.
that it would be good,
Yeah.
but you kinda have to when you do something new, you kinda have to just do it and then go, "Okay, if this flops, we won't do it again, and if it doesn't, then we'll do it again." So now I'm like, "Okay, we're gonna do it again."
Yes.
So we'll see. I'm excited already, and I don't
Yeah,
even
I
know what it's
bet.
gonna be. I'm just excited to do it again,
Yeah.
and just hopefully more of our women will come and experience it, and
Yeah.
we can just continue to
It was so good.
grow.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see you soon.
Yes.
We were going to be doing like the rooted method,
Yes.
and we're going to do that next.
We're gonna do that.
That's what we said last time. I'm almost sure.
We did. We definitely did. But then this came up, and we were like, we should at least.
I was going to say, I'm
Debrief
almost sure
it.
that that's what'll happen next.
Yeah,
You can never
might
be
change.
certain. All right. We will see you next time.
We love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.